Michael, the Prince of Archangels. Although his name only appears a handful of times in the Bible, Michael, the commander of the heavenly army, stands as the most revered archangel across several faiths. His influence spans Judaism, Catholicism, and even Islam. Today we're diving into the hidden truths surrounding the Archangel Michael. In Catholic tradition, Michael holds a particularly prominent role. According to the Book of Revelation, Michael led the charge during the Great War in heaven. It was during this battle that the rebellious Lucifer and his followers were cast out of God's divine realm. Religious figures like Saint Basil and Thomas Aquinas have even gone so far as to call Michael a prince among angels. The recognized archangels. Michael is one of only 3 archangels mentioned by name in the Bible. Alongside him are Raphael, who appears in the book of Tobit, and Gabriel, introduced in the Gospel of Luke. However, the book of Enoch, a text not officially included in the Catholic Bible, expands this list by naming 4 more archangels: Uriel, Sarachael, Raguel, and Remiel. Yet, despite this, Michael's leadership and authority have led many to consider him the greatest among them. Some even argue that Michael is the only true archangel, a title uniquely granted to him in the Epistle of St. Jude, with no other angel in the Bible sharing this distinction. This debate may have started from Michael being referred to as one of the chief princes in the book of Daniel, implying the existence of others sharing his rank. The mystery behind Michael. Despite his significance, Michael's background remains somewhat of an enigma. The Bible only references him directly 4 times, twice in the book of Daniel, once in the Epistle of St. Jude, and once more in the book of Revelation. The first mention, in Daniel chapter 10, verses 10 to 14, identifies Michael as one of the chief princes through a vision revealed to the prophet. His second appearance, in Daniel chapter 12, verses 1 through 3, portrays him as the great prince who will defend the people during the end times. In the Epistle of St. Jude, Michael is depicted in a battle against the devil over the remains of the prophet Moses. This moment is significant for 2 reasons. It's the only time he's called an archangel, and it's the sole instance where Michael speaks in the Bible, commanding Satan with the words, "The Lord rebuke you." Lastly, Revelation chapter 12, verse 7, describes Michael leading the heavenly armies into battle against the dragon Satan. The war ends with Michael victorious, casting the devil and his minions into the depths of hell. Power in the physical realm. While Michael is undoubtedly a commanding figure in the heavenly realm, his influence extends beyond the spiritual plane. Throughout history, Catholics have viewed him as a powerful force here on earth, often invoking his name in prayers and ceremonies. The early church fathers were firm believers in Michael's involvement in key moments throughout the history of Catholicism. They even speculated that Michael might have been the angel guarding the entrance to the Garden of Eden, preventing Adam and Eve from returning after their expulsion. Additionally, some believe he could have been the messenger who delivered the 10 Commandments and the one who wiped out the Assyrian king Sennacherib's army. Michael also supposedly blocked the prophet Balaam's path after he angered God. In Egypt, early Christians celebrated a feast in honor of Michael, mirroring the Greek festival held on November 12th. They entrusted the well-being of the Nile River to this celestial warrior. Today, Michael's name is most commonly invoked during exorcism rites, believed to drive demons away from specific locations. His presence is also acknowledged in several prayers, including the Tridentine Mass's Confiteor, a prayer of repentance for one's sins. The Archangel's responsibilities. According to Catholic teachings, Michael has 4 key responsibilities based on his biblical appearances. First and foremost, he is the guardian of the Church, protecting believers from Satan's power. especially in their final moments. His second role is as the arch-nemesis of Satan and the fallen angels, commanding heaven's armies against the legions of hell in the ultimate battle that will take place during the end times. Third, Michael is also known as the Archangel of Death, tasked with guiding the souls of the faithful from the earthly realm to the presence of God. In Richard Webster's Michael, communicating with the Archangel for guidance and protection, he describes an interesting aspect of Michael's role, giving the dying one last opportunity for redemption to Satan's great displeasure. Lastly, Michael serves as the protector of God's people, both the Jews of the Old Testament and the believers of today. Michael versus Lucifer. The Archangel Michael is perhaps most famously recognized as the relentless adversary of Satan. As the commander of heaven's angelic army, Michael stands as the devil's primary opponent, often depicted as triumphing over his formidable foe. Two significant chapters in the Bible are believed to narrate the downfall of Lucifer, once known as the light-bringer of heaven. The verses from Ezekiel chapter 28 tell the tale of a once glorious being whom God anointed as a guardian cherub, until wickedness was found in him, as he plotted to usurp the Creator's throne. In parallel, Isaiah chapter 14 verses 12 to 15 recounts the fall of the morning star, describing how he was cast out of heaven and brought down to the realm of the dead, to the depths of the pit. Together, these accounts form the backbone of Catholic understanding regarding the eternal battle between Michael and Lucifer. Venerated as a healer. It may seem unexpected for an archangel commanding a heavenly army to also be associated with healing, yet this connection has endured among believers for centuries. Numerous accounts exist of the faithful calling upon Michael for healing and protection. One such incident occurred in 950 CE, when a devastating plague swept through Rome. Pope St. Gregory the Great led a procession of penance through the city, and during this time the Archangel Michael reportedly appeared at the Castel Sant'Angelo, also known as the Tomb of Hadrian, to end the plague. To commemorate this miraculous event, a marble statue of Michael was erected, later replaced by a bronze statue. Moreover, the Michaelian, a sanctuary believed to have been constructed by Constantine the Great, stands as a testament to Michael's healing powers. Legend holds that sick devotees would spend the night at the Michaelian, seeking a vision of the Archangel and healing for their ailments. Interestingly, the Jewish people also turned to Michael's arsenal. As the warrior leading the angelic army into battle, the Archangel Michael is often depicted as a night warrior, fully clad in armor and wielding formidable weapons. Illustrations typically show him wearing a helmet, brandishing a sword in one hand, and holding a shield adorned with the Latin inscription Quis ut Deus in the other. Less commonly, some artworks emphasize his role in the final judgment, equipping him with either the Book of Life or a pair of weighing scales designed to weigh the souls of the departed. In many of these depictions, his nemesis appears as Satan in dragon form, often shown defeated and lying at Michael's feet. Occasionally, Michael is illustrated goring the creature with a lance or spear, underscoring his victorious nature. Guardian and intercessor. In the book of Daniel, a vision reveals that Michael will play a crucial role in the deliverance of the people of Israel, although the specifics of his involvement remain somewhat ambiguous. Nevertheless, this has contributed to the belief that Michael serves as an advocate for the Jews, possibly acting as a high priest who assists them in achieving salvation during the end times. In an earlier passage, Daniel recounts how an angel appeared to him after he had been mourning and fasting for 3 weeks. This heavenly being explained that his journey had been delayed due to a battle against the kings of Persia, and it was only through Michael's intervention that he could continue on his path. Daniel noted that Michael was his sole ally in this spiritual battle. Traditionally, angels are not meant to mediate between God and his chosen people, making Michael's role as Israel's guardian and advocate exceptionally unique. This distinction has led to the development of two prayers that specifically petition Michael to intercede on behalf of Israel. Michael's role in Catholicism today. Michael continues to hold significant importance in modern Catholicism. Believers today often invoke the Archangel for strength, protection, and guidance, particularly through prayers and various religious rituals. His name is frequently called upon in times of distress, symbolizing hope and divine intervention for those who seek his assistance. Michael in Islam. In Islam, the Archangel Michael, known as Mikael, is also recognized as holding a significant role. Associated with divine providence and the sustenance of life, Mikael is referred to as the giver of rain, playing a crucial part in ensuring food security through the management of rainfall and agricultural productivity. This connection to mercy establishes him as the Angel of Mercy, as he intercedes on behalf of humanity, asking Allah for their salvation and blessings. Similar to his role as a guardian in other faiths, Mikael is also viewed as a protector. His duties include safeguarding sacred spaces and rewarding acts of righteousness, reflecting his status as a guardian angel. Among all the archangels mentioned in the Quran, only Mikael and Gabriel, are explicitly named. They are referenced in chapter 2, verse 98, where their allegiance to Allah in opposition to disbelievers is affirmed. The Islamic tradition also recognizes other prominent angels, such as Azrael, known as the Angel of Death, and Israfil, Raphael, who is tasked with blowing the trumpet on the Day of Judgment. Islamic tradition recounts that the Prophet Muhammad encountered both Mikael and Jibril during a pivotal moment, with Mikael seated to his left and Jibril to his right. They encouraged the Prophet to recite the Quran, marking a significant event in Islamic history. An interesting detail shared by Jibril describes Mikael as a serious angel, noting that he has not smiled since the creation of hellfire, further emphasizing his grave demeanor. Michael's mass devotion to the Archangel Michael has roots dating back to as early as 300 to 400 CE, especially within the Eastern Church. By the 5th century, this veneration had spread to the West, leading to the establishment of an annual feast known as Michaelmas, or Michael's Mass. This celebration coincides with the autumn equinox, symbolizing a transition in both spiritual and societal cycles. In various cultures, Michaelmas marked the onset of the academic and fiscal year, the election of officials, and the renewal of labor contracts. In Ireland, fishing during this period was believed to bring good fortune, while in some regions, it was customary to pay rent during Michaelmas, often using a goose's payment. On the Isle of Skye, a special cake known as St. Michael's Bannock was baked to commemorate the occasion, showcasing the diverse ways this feast was celebrated across different communities. Are Michael and Jesus the same? For many Christians, the distinction between Michael and Jesus is well defined. Michael is regarded as the commander of God's angelic army, whereas Jesus is recognized as the Son of God who sacrificed himself for humanity's sins. However, some religious groups interpret the relationship between the two figures in a different light. Jehovah's